India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi says his government is willing to offer any help it can to end the conflict in Ukraine, but warned nothing could be solved on the battlefield. Mr. Modi wrapped up the final day of his visit to Poland today, meeting President Duda in Warsaw. Earlier, he held talks in Warsaw with his Polish counterpart Donald Tusk. The Indian leader is due in Ukraine tomorrow at the invitation of President Zelensky. Friends, the situation in Ukraine and West Asia is a matter of deep concern for us all. India firmly believes that no conflict or problem can be resolved on the battlefield. The loss of innocent lives in any crisis is the biggest challenge for all of humanity, and that is why we support dialogue and diplomacy for the quick restoration of peace and stability. For this, India is ready to work with friendly nations to provide all possible support. Well, joining us now is Dr. Anastasia Psky, who is a reader in social anthropology and politics at the India Institute at King's College London, joins me now from Odessa in Ukraine. Hello to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Talk about his visit to Ukraine tomorrow. But first of all, how important was this visit to Poland today? Absolutely historic for both India and Poland. No Indian head of state has visited Poland in 45 years, not since 197. No Indian head of state has ever visited Ukraine, so this is a momentous event where a major two-day visit with a full protocol, hundreds of people who are meeting on all levels, is enormous. It of course follows on Modi's visit to Russia, which is surely part of Modi's balancing act as he's trying to maintain an impeccable kind of non-alignment strategy, which he has followed. It's also part of his strategy of transforming India into a global player. He's developing ties that have either never existed in a region that India has never had strong relations with in Eastern and Central Europe, or ties that have been languishing for decades. This in Poland is viewed, India in Poland is viewed as the next China, as part of the Indo-Pacific 21st century, in which India of course will play an absolutely major role. Polish companies that went to China in the early 90s and profited hugely from this are now viewing India as the next opportunity, so there's a lot of investors lost there. Well, as you say, this comes just a few weeks after he was in Russia meeting Putin. You say he's got this balancing act that he's doing. Is there any suggestion that he's trying to be some sort of mediator between Russia and Ukraine, or is it more of a sort of a response to the US criticism in particular about that meeting with Putin? So Modi has said repeatedly, and his office has said repeatedly, that he does not intend to play the mediator's role. He has said that he stands for peace, but while Turkey and China and a variety of African countries have come up with peace plans, India hasn't, and it said it won't. There's a rumor that was circulated through Bloomberg, which has been known more than once to have spread Kremlin narratives that said that Modi will be carrying a peace message from Putin to Zelensky. I don't think that this visit is about that. It's about doing business. It's about strengthening deepening trade ties, strengthening military relations, learning from the Ukrainian experience of developing low-cost high-tech military defense technologies, also about learning from Poland's experience of transitioning from Soviet military systems to NATO ones, which India is fast in the process of doing. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Anastasia Psky, joining us there from Odessa in Ukraine. Thanks for watching. For more updates, like, share, subscribe and press bell icon.